And we begin tonight with breaking news here at 6 o'clock. San Antonio police currently investigating a bank robbery on Fredericksburg Road near Medical Drive. This happened just before 4 o'clock this afternoon at the Lone Star National Bank there. Officers say a man walked into that bank, showed the teller a gun, and demanded money. Once he had the cash, he left in a Dodge Charger on I-10 heading toward downtown San Antonio. According to police, the man was last seen wearing a white shirt and black pants. No one hurt here, but the search now underway for that suspect. Things seem to be improving. Initially tripped up by a new voting law, Bexar County voters appear to be getting the hang of new requirements for voting by mail. The rejection rate for mail ballots in Bexar County plunged in last weekend's joint election when you compare that to the March primary. Garrett Berger tells us why election officials think that happened.
By the end of election night on May 7th, there were already more mail ballots than there were in the March 1st primary. More importantly, many more were being counted. Instead of a nearly 22% rejection rate, it was roughly 3%.
We had a success story in this election.
This was only the second local election governed by the requirements of Senate Bill 1, a controversial state voting law. Many primary voters had had issues with a new requirement to write an ID number on the envelope of their mail ballot in a spot under the flap, either missing it completely or writing a number not linked to their registration. More than 1 in 5 mail ballots in Bexar County was ultimately rejected, their votes uncounted.
Those numbers, it was a tragedy. It was personal.
So for May 7th, Bexar County election officials tried to be proactive.
We had a little more time and we were able to do things better and more timely.
That included highlighting the new requirements on their website and in every mail ballot, including an insert about it, and recommending voters write both their state ID and the last 4 digits of their Social Security.
We can match one, we have a bingo.
It has absolutely worked miracles.
3% is the preliminary rejection rate. Other ballots may have come in later, and voters had until 5 today to fix issues so their mail ballot could count. But election officials think the final rejection rate will be similar.
Voting by mail for the May 24th primary runoff already underway. We're even at the point where some of the ballots for that race that were initially rejected coming back fixed.
Callanan has said previous elections would have probably had about a 2 to 3% rejection rate. But that's not election officials' goal.
0% is the only thing that's low enough.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
A San Antonio man now in federal prison after being sentenced for possession of child pornography. According to Homeland Security investigations, 22-year-old Andres Antonio Ponce was sentenced to 20 years in prison on Tuesday. Court documents state that Ponce had admitted to sexually abusing minors. Investigators also believe he had several thousand files of child pornography. Once Ponce's prison sentence is over, he will have a lifetime of supervised release. A 2017 murder case finally getting its day in court. David Hinojosa on trial, accused of the murder of Joseph Torres outside of a Southeast Side bar. The two were apparently out on the bar's patio when some kind of altercation led to the shooting. Torres was shot several times. It did not take long for detectives to determine who their suspect was in this case. The lead detective testifying today that witnesses and surveillance video were key in solving the case.
After watching the surveillance video and during the course of your investigation, was a suspect developed while you were there at the scene?
Yes.
And who was that suspect?
David Hinojosa.
Hinojosa also facing a felony charge for escape for cutting his ankle monitor off while on bond awaiting this trial. Now that charge is separate from this case. If found guilty on the murder charge, Hinojosa is facing anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Bexar County Sheriff's deputies took down an alleged illegal gambling parlor today. BCSO says it had been operating for years. Deputies seized dozens of 8-liner machines, thousands of dollars, and even weapons from a large shed behind a Southside home. As Katrina Weber reports, 4 people now facing criminal charges.
At the start of the workday for most Bexar County Sheriff's investigators are already hours in on a job they had been planning for weeks. They showed up at this home in the 300 block of East Harding after 6 this morning, ready to break up what they say was an illegal gambling operation in its backyard.
They said this place has been actually continuously operating for about 10 years now. It's pretty well known in the area, so thankfully we were able to get in and get it shut down.
Sheriff Javier Salazar says it was operating in a series of sheds separate from the tenants in the home. He shared photos of the haul, as many as 100 8-liner machines, thousands of dollars in cash.
That we're still counting. We know for a fact at least one of the bags that we found, one bag contained $15,000.
In order to get inside, investigators had to call in a SWAT team. They broke through the fence thinking they'd find an armed guard at the gate. Instead, they say they found weapons. Pulling off this bus took the full might of the sheriff's office and more. At one point, they brought in firefighters to saw into an ATM and safe. Deputies arrested 3 men on charges related to the gambling and 1 woman for possession of methamphetamine.
Obviously, these locations, sometimes it takes more than once for them to get the message. So we'll see where they go from here.
Although he calls this bust a resounding success, Salazar wonders how long its effects will last. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
A wrong-way driver now in custody after a police blockade stopped him this morning. This happened around 4 a.m. near I-10 and 410 on the northwest side. According to San Antonio police, officers set up that blockade on the highway using their patrol cars. The driver then got off the highway near I-10 in Cincinnati, where he was met by other officers. The driver was given a field sobriety test. He's now facing charges of driving while intoxicated. The man's name has so far not been released. 2 drivers avoiding serious injury after a crash on the northeast side. That crash happened just after midnight at the intersection of Wetmore Road and Ridge Country Street. This is near McAllister Park. San Antonio police say a truck and a sedan collided that caused the truck to roll over. Officers say alcohol was not a factor here and no reports of any injuries. Around Texas now, 2 people killed and 3 others hurt in a shooting as clubs and bars were closing in the Deep Ellum neighborhood of Dallas. This happened as a crowd gathered near a barbecue truck early this morning. Police say there was a group there and at least 2 people opened fire. Everyone believed to be involved in that is in custody. Investigators now working to find out what led up to the shooting. It is help wanted in New Braunfels, especially as summer approaches. The city's Parks and Recreation Department still needs to hire park rangers, lifeguards, camp counselors, and more in order to carry on with summer activities. Alicia Barrera in New Braunfels, where city administrators are hoping to get things back up to speed.
The stage is set for the perfect summer in New Braunfels.
Summer is typically filled with swimming lessons and day camps and sports programs.
But there's a major problem. Not enough staff.
We need summer staff, lifeguards, water safety instructors, camp counselors, and park rangers.
The Parks and Recreation Department in New Braunfels says they usually fill 85% of nearly 150 summer jobs available. However, this year, it's much different.
We are currently about 30% filled with those positions. I've been in the Parks and Recreation business for over 30 years, and I've never seen a summer like this.
And while summer camp is happening and there are enough lifeguards to fully staff the popular tube chute, other favorites have had to fully shut down.
We had to cancel our swimming lessons at our outdoor pools for the month of June because we don't have water safety instructors to teach those lessons.
And more cancellations could come if the situation doesn't improve soon.
The spring-fed pool is set to open Memorial Day weekend, but it'll be this Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon that the city will host an on-the-spot hiring event for their seasonal staff. And as an incentive, the city Parks and Rec Department says pay has been bumped up and starts at $13 an hour. Reporting in New Braunfels, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look outside with live cam. The pool, the place to be this weekend. 92 degrees out there. How's the weekend looking, Adam?
Well, guess what?
What?
Hot.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
What a shock.
Mind-blowing, right? It's still going to be hot. Summer-like heat's going to continue. It wasn't as bad today. We just got an updated number from the National Weather Service. 93, the high temperature. The average being 86. The record high today, 98. Not as hot today as the past several days because of the veil of clouds that we have overhead. Those clouds, thanks to morning showers and storms in Mexico and along the Rio Grande, we got the blow-off clouds. In turn, Uvalde only 82 the high temperature, Rock Springs 88. 92 the high in New Braunfels and 94 the high in Pleasanton. Current temperatures are pretty close to our highs. We'll gradually fall through the 80s this evening. 10 o'clock, 81, midnight, upper 70s at that point. Warm, some increasing humidity and a southeasterly wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some records are likely to fall over the next few days. I'm going to talk about that, tell you how hot it's going to get this weekend, and tell you more about the total lunar eclipse visible for part of the weekend. I'll have it all in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Adam. Let's take a look outside at traffic out there right now. The camera here at 281 and Hildebrand. You can see really no big traffic tie-ups to tell you about. Looks like traffic there a little bit heavier on the southbound side, as it usually is this time of day. Now, there are some traffic closures you'll want to be aware of for the weekend. Stephen Cavazos has everything you need to know in this Traffic Authority report.
If you are planning any trips this weekend, make sure to plan ahead. Let's take a look at what you can expect for those closures. Right now, we're going to start here at 410 West San Antonio, some column work. Now, keep in mind, this won't start till Sunday. That's May 15th, but it's going to last a few days up until May 22nd. Drivers, keep in mind, that is overnight, so from 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning. That's when you can expect some alternating full closures in both directions at the Culebra Road intersection. Let's take another drive over here to State Highway 151 again on the west side of San Antonio. Some signal work taking place. Now, this will start Friday, May 13th, and will wrap up on Monday, May 16th. Drivers, keep in mind, that's another overnight deal, 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning. That's when you can expect those alternating lane closures in both directions right there at Loop 410. Let's take one last drive to Loop 410 over on the east side of San Antonio for some overpass work. Drivers, keep in mind, that is current but should be wrapping on Monday, May 16th, according to TxDOT. That's when you can expect the northbound 410 exit to eastbound I-10 to be closed from 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning. Grab those phones and open the camera app because we have that QR code that you can scan right now. That will take you directly to the KSAT traffic page. Again, this QR code will have the latest on those closures that are taking place in your area and anything else that could be impacting your drive time. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Still to come on the news at 6, the Special Olympics are back in San Antonio for the first time in nearly 3 years. We'll have a preview of this weekend's competition after the break. Athletes from all over the state are in San Antonio this weekend for the return of the Special Olympics Texas Summer Games. The games are back in the Alamo City for the first time since 2019. They were postponed because of the pandemic. But as RJ Marquez tells us, these athletes are ready to get back on the field and go for the gold.
It's game on, and 14-year-old Aldrin Hernandez is ready to hit the pitch with his soccer squad.
We're Kinetic kids. We've played a lot of scrimmages, and some games we won regionals.
Hernandez and the rest of the Kinetic kids are just a few of the nearly 2,000 athletes competing in the 2022 Special Olympics Texas Summer Games.
It's a fun environment with all the competition. It's going to be difficult to beat all the other teams.
Soccer started early at the Star Complex and is one of the many events taking place in and around Morgan's Wonderland. Athletes will compete in track and field, cycling, gymnastics, and tennis throughout the weekend.
We're glad to have them back after 3 years, and it's one of the biggest events of its kind in the country, definitely the biggest in the state of Texas.
Dr. Brent Fields says it's all about inclusion for these young competitors and their families.
The competition alone is just amazing, but I've really enjoyed just watching families come from all over the state and watch them walk into this park and know that there's a place built just for them.
Morgan's Wonderland also expects thousands of coaches, parents, and volunteers over the 4-day competition, all free and open to the public. This is Aldrin's first time playing in the games, and while he wants to have a good time, he wouldn't mind bringing home a medal.
That's going to be great. It's going to be really fun. Just to see everyone and get to play and hopefully win a few games.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Good luck to all the athletes this weekend. Let's take a look outside with Sky 12. High above downtown here, you see the Riverwalk in the shade. That would be the place to be. That's going to be the place to be all weekend, Adam.
That, air conditioning, hydration, All that good stuff. Yes, we need to be prepared for it again. And we have a lot to talk about for this weekend, from record-challenging heat to a total lunar eclipse. The summer-like heat is going to continue. Even the total lunar eclipse coming up Sunday night, by the way, even some record highs are likely to fall. Let's talk about some of those high temperatures. Tomorrow about 96, that'd be shy of the record by 1 degree. But Sunday, 98 degrees is what we're expecting. That'd be a new record by 2 degrees. Monday up to 100, and that would be a record by a few degrees as well. So we're likely to see some records fall, particularly Sunday and even on into Monday. Also, the total lunar eclipse, let's talk about it. Remember, this is when the Earth passes between the sun and the moon, so the Earth casts a shadow upon the moon, and it gives it this reddish color. And it's a gradual process. It's going to begin around 9:30 p.m. Sunday night. I want to stress this is Sunday night. Totality, when the whole moon is basically covered by the Earth's shadow. That is at 10:29 p.m. lasting to 11:54 p.m. Temperatures will be in the 80s, and we are looking at a mostly clear sky, maybe just a few high thin clouds drifting over parts of our area at that time. So total lunar eclipse looking good, the viewing. And by the way, you don't need any fancy goggles or glasses for that. You need naked eye is fine. Have a telescope pointed right at it. You can even get your binoculars out and look at it. Pretty cool stuff. So if you can keep the kids up a bit, that'd be neat to see for them. Dew points right now, not all that bad, right near 60 degrees. It's one of those typical afternoons where we see the humidity fall off during the hottest part of the day. Castroville, a dew point of 55. Officially at the airport, 59. Converse at 60. I think we'll see the same trend tomorrow. Muggy and sticky for the first half of the day at least, and then by about 4 o'clock that dew point should drop off. And that's the key there, is the timing of it, is that's going to mitigate the heat index values a bit. It's going to keep them from really spiking and getting too high. So it's really only going to feel a few degrees warmer than the actual air temperature for the first part of the afternoon, and then you won't even notice the humidity for the second part of the afternoon tomorrow. Same goes for Sunday as well. Temperatures now only 82 Uvalde. Nearby showers, clouds, keeping temperatures down. And those showers, by the way, have come to an end. Eagle Pass 91, 92 Braunfels, Kerrville 88 degrees. Not well into the 90s like we had been the past several days, and no triple digits on the map. Tomorrow morning, upper 60s to near 70. I think we'll be about 70 degrees in most of San Antonio. And then by the afternoon, mid 90s. Of course, a bit cooler in parts of the hill country. Even Bulverde and Bernie about 91. Bandera, the high temperature of 95, and Canyon Lake about 93. More specifically, here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. 7 a.m., 70 degrees, hardly a breeze out there, mostly cloudy. By the noon hour, a lot of sunshine. 87 degrees the high temperature, and then we get into the afternoon, total sunshine, 96 the high temperature. Again, that would be 1 degree shy of the record, but we're likely to break the record on Sunday, making it to 98. Monday, likely to break the record, making it to 100 degrees. And then we get into Tuesday, we're predicting about 96, and that would be 1 degree shy of the record. So record challenging heat for several days. However, I do think, and I'm predicting, new record high temperatures for just a few of those days on Sunday and Monday. And yet no percentages on there, unfortunately, just sunshine, so no rain chances within sight yet.
All right, thank you, Adam. Let's turn now to Larry Ramirez, joining us now with sports. We are getting a first look at some of the newest Cowboys.
Yeah, the guys that were selected by the Cowboys, about two and a half weeks ago. Now they're going through Dallas Cowboys rookie minicamp, and for first round draft pick Tyler Smith, dude just couldn't wait to get out there and start playing. Plus, Lovie Smith of the Houston Texans reacts to facing the Colts in week 1. Coming up.
Going back to Green Bay, I mean, that'll be fun, and I was hoping for October or September, but November will be fine.
Sounds like Mike McCarthy was hoping to make his return to Green Bay when the temperature is a bit warmer than November weather in big board sports.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys kicked off their 3-day rookie minicamp today at the Star in Frisco, and before they did, they signed 2022 first-round draft pick Tyler Smith. to a 4-year deal worth a reported $13.3 million. Head coach Mike McCarthy says this rookie class is far ahead of the last 2 draft classes because of the virtual opportunities to learn. Smith, the 24th overall selection from the University of Tulsa, is happy rookie minicamp is finally here.
For me, yeah, it kind of is a little bit more business. I mean, we're getting raring to go. I've been anxious to get to work over the past couple weeks since I've been here. I've been back in the weight room, back on the field, so, I'm ready to go for sure.
Tyler is the Cowboys' future at left tackle once Tyron Smith is no longer there. The rookie told us he's going to compete at left guard. In the meantime, Coach McCarthy was asked how Tyler did out there today.
He will work both left guard and left tackle, but yeah, I mean, you can see the twitch, is something that jumps out at you. So, I thought he had a really nice day.
6 of the Cowboys' 9 draft picks are signed. They're still negotiating with Sam Williams, Jalen Tolbert, and Jake Ferguson, their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round selections. The Houston Texans opened their 3-day rookie minicamp today at the Houston Methodist Training Center. No live contact or team drills are permitted during rookie minicamp. The purpose is more of an orientation period for the new players, getting accustomed to the Texans' practice and meeting schedules. But come week 1 of the new season, the Texans will go live at NRG Stadium with the Indianapolis Colts. They swept the 2-game series last season, outscoring the Texans 62-3.
Everything we're going to do is about starting fast, and then it's one thing to get your opponent, but for it to be a division team too, a division rival that dominated us last year. So that should keep us motivated, of course.
It's being reported the Texans have signed 6 of their 9 draft picks, including number 3 overall selection, LSU defensive back Derek Stingley Jr. Shiner football star Doug Brooks was the headliner for this area on the 2nd day of the UIL State Track and Field Championships. Brooks first competed in the boys Class 2A discus throw, and he took 2nd overall with a best throw of 161 feet 2 inches. In his 2nd event, the Class 2A shot put, Brooks found himself in a battle with Marlins Prayer Jones, and Brooks finished 2nd overall, setting a new personal best of 56 feet flat, ending his high school career as a 2-time state runner-up.
I don't like to be looked at as a one-way person or one-way athlete, so being able to compete on both sides or in both sports feels good. I mean, all in all, I came out, got 2 medals. That's all I could ask for.
Doug's brother Dalton finished 4th in the long jump. He competes in the boys Class 2A 200-meter dash. Now later tonight, Andrew Seeley will have a full recap of today's events on the Night Beat.
I love that we're covering those games.
Yeah, right?
Awesome.
It's fun.
All right, thanks, Larry. Our KSAT Q&A is coming up next. Do you have weekend plans? Calendars fill up so fast this time of year, so there was a date we want to make you aware of. May 21st, that is next Saturday. That's the day of the San Antonio Book Festival. It's a KSAT community event as well. Now, before we bring in our Q&A guest to talk all about that, here's a sneak peek.
The San Antonio Book Festival is a free event that is open to all. It's easy to get to. It's at the Central Library and also at the beautiful Southwest School of Art.
This is the convergence of fantastic authors, exciting literary activities. You've closed off a big chunk of downtown. It's almost like a concert experience for folks that are really into multimedia ways of learning.
I have a passionate belief about our book festival that people should go and stay the whole day. Do not cut yourself short on the time you spend there. To be able to have so much fun and so much education completely for free, what a gift our city is giving us.
All right, now that we have set the stage, we'd like to welcome Lily Gonzalez, the executive director of the San Antonio Book Festival. Lily, thanks for being here. I know it is a busy time for you guys, about a week out from this event. So let's just talk about what this is all about. Books, yes, of course, but what can people expect when they head out to the book festival?
Well, we like to call it Fiesta for the Mind, because that's really what you're getting if you're a fan of books. And even if you aren't, you're going to have a great time at the festival, because we have books for all ages of readers and we have activities for all ages. So I like to say that it's truly a family-friendly event, especially as we head into summer. I think that parents should be, thinking about getting their kids inspired to read. And we'll do that for you. We'll do that for your kids. Bring bring them to the festival, and we've got rock star authors ready to get them excited about reading books over the summer.
And you mentioned those authors. So this is an opportunity for people to hear from some of the authors of these books. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the beauty about a book festival. You know, readers, we do that in isolation. Writers, they do that in isolation. But at book festivals, those two come together and they're celebrating what they both love, the passion of writing and reading a book. And so you're going to hear authors talk either, you know, in conversation with a moderator or on a panel with other authors, and they'll be talking about their books. You can ask questions, and then afterwards you can head over to our official bookseller, Nowhere Bookshop, and you can buy the book and get it signed by the author. So there's lots of interaction and engagement happening. It's really, you know, it's the best day of the year for readers.
We're showing some video of some of the authors that'll be part of the book festival that we've been highlighting in the days and weeks leading up to that. So what if somebody sees this and says, well, I enjoy reading, but I don't really know a lot of new authors. Maybe I don't know some of the authors that are going to be there. I feel kind of novice. Is this still an event for them?
Of course. That's what I always say about the book festival. I say you don't have to have read any of the books. You don't have to recognize the names on the lineup. You can just come on down. You can enter one of our 9 venues, and you're going to have a conversation. You're going to hear a conversation from, you know, people that are really passionate about the subjects behind their book. It's going to intrigue you, get your brain thinking. It's going to give you something to talk about for the rest of your week, your month, with people in your life. Yeah, it's just going to be a great time. Don't worry about reading the books. Plus, we're at a library. You have librarians at your disposal. You can ask them for some help on, help me put, this is what I like, help me pick a session to go to.
And how do you all pick who the authors are who will be part of this event, and what kinds of authors or kinds of books will there be there?
That's a really good question. I think that a lot of the general public wonders that too. So we have a literary director, and we have a committee of, you know, writerly people here, local and regional, and they help assemble the lineup. We tend to, you know, put some parameters. So books have to be published within a certain time frame. But other than that, you know, we're looking for not just, you know, books on the bestseller list, but we're looking for debut writers. We're looking, you know, to highlight local authors like our great friends at KSAT Community did for us. So it's really just a nice blend so that you have a mix where you're celebrating both established writers, but also those that are up and coming.
How about some new readers? You know, I've got one of those at my house. So maybe for the younger kids who are just getting into reading or just kind of developing that love, what's there for the smaller kids?
Yeah, so aside from the authors, which it's a stacked day full of story time readings, and some of those are bilingual story time readings, which is excellent. So you can come to the festival and all day long, there will be authors doing story time readings. But other than that, you know, we have our wonderful sponsor of the children's area, HEB, that's going to be doing a whole bunch of activities for kids. And then we partner with a handful of nonprofits throughout the city that also come out and do activities for kids. That's why we truly call it family friendly, because there's this great, you know, educational component, but then there's also this entertainment. It's edutainment.
Edutainment. Okay. So we have put up the graphic here that shows when and where this is happening at the Southwest School of Art, the Central Library, right here downtown. But let's talk about if you're planning to come and if you're familiar at all with that area. There's a lot happening there in terms of construction, some new development. So parking, what should people know about that?
Glad you mentioned this, because yes, there are bond projects currently underway at the Central Library. And so there's construction all around and inside as well. So, you know, we're putting together on our website a beautiful list of parking. A lot of it is free. Some of it is metered around the perimeter of the library for people driving in. The library has its garage. It's only accessible via northbound Soledad. All of that information will be on our website, and we'll also share it via our newsletter if people want to subscribe. That's how you get all the latest and greatest right in your inbox.
And you also have an event coming up prior to that on Thursday, a luncheon that's a big fundraiser for you guys. The website has information about that event too, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, the festival is free and open to all, and we love it. We want to keep it that way. We feel that it's important that the people of San Antonio and beyond have this event for free, but we need to raise money for it. So we have Susan Orlean coming. She's the writer of this book on animals, and that will be on Thursday, May 19th at the Whitty, and individual tickets are on sale now.
We have all this information and so much more about the events scheduled during that day for May 21st, the day of the actual book festival. You can find it all at ksatcommunity.com. There's a link to the book festival website as well. Go check it out. Lily Gonzalez, Executive Director of the San Antonio Book Festival, thank you so much for being here, and mark your calendars, everybody, for next Saturday, May 21st. All right, we'll be right back. And now to that out-of-this-world breakthrough from deep space, the first image of the black hole at the center of our galaxy. ABC's Morgan Norwood reports on the historic discovery and what this means for space science.
We've seen depictions of black holes in Hollywood movies and TV shows. Take this scene from Star Trek, for example.
Get us out of here, Scotty.
But now, and for the first time, a picture of a black hole in Earth's galaxy.
This image shows a bright ring surrounding the darkness, the telltale sign of the shadow of the black hole.
It's named Sagittarius A and can be seen at the center of the Milky Way, roughly 27,000 light years from Earth. The image comes from the Event Horizon telescopes, named for the boundary of no escape in a black hole, where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape from it.
Science fiction has people thinking that black holes would just suck everything into them, right? But that's not how they work. A black hole really is only dangerous when you're near its edge.
And capturing a picture of a black hole is incredibly difficult. For perspective, if you're using a regular telescope on Earth, scientists say it would be like trying to find a donut on the moon. So while it may be fuzzy and blurry, this image is one of the most significant moments in scientific history.
It's a place where if we really get a true understanding of space-time, things that we see only in science fiction may actually become technological reality.
Like trying to find a donut on the moon.
That can't be easy.
I like that comparison.
Especially if some alien's like taking a chunk out of it, you know? It's even harder.
You would have to watch out for that, right?
Well, and what are we talking, a Bismarck or just a small, like, cake donut? Because the cake donut would be harder to find.
If it's a donut hole, I mean.
Donut hole.
Yeah. Didn't even know what I did there. Look at that.
Can you tell it's Friday?
It sure is.
Yeah, it sure is Friday. And right now we're at 91 degrees, by 8 o'clock, 88, 10 o'clock, right near 80 degrees. And overall, we're looking at a pretty dry forecast. Maybe a sprinkle closer to the Rio Grande this evening. That's about it. We'll talk about the record-challenging heat and another celestial event happening this weekend, and that's the total lunar eclipse. We'll talk about the forecast for visibility of it and help you plan it out coming up.
An all-black group of climbers and mountaineers making history as the first to summit Mount Everest. About 4,000 people have reached the world's highest peak, but until now, just 8 of them have been black. This is one of the reasons the group Full Circle Everest was formed. They say not only is this about spending time in the mountains, but it's also about building global communities, interacting in outdoor spaces, and changing the narrative for the black community. The 7-member group reached the summit of Mount Everest on May 12th. A giraffe at the San Diego Zoo was born with a disorder that caused her legs to bend the wrong way. This is Situni. Her condition means that she wasn't able to walk or to stand. Zookeepers were afraid that she wasn't going to survive, so they reached out to experts in orthotics. Doctors at the Hanger Clinic in California were willing and able to help. Not an easy task here, but through trial and error, custom braces were created for the fast-growing newborn's legs. She's been reintroduced to the herd there at the zoo and is running around freely for the first time. Independence Day is still a long ways off, but today is about something that's become an all-American symbol. It is National Apple Pie Day. Now, this predates the United States, but apple pie has come to symbolize America and American patriotism. Well, baseball and hot dogs all there together. So bake one or head out to get a slice on this National Apple Pie Day.
I'm good, thanks.
I didn't even get the words out of my mouth before you were sighing in the Weather Center.
I just saw something in the prompter that said National Day.
And I heard,
here we go. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's how I hear it. I didn't see it, but that's how I hear it.
That's how people hear me around here.
No, not always.
Not always. Not always. That's the key.
Just on the national days.
No, that's true. I'll give you that.
Apparently there's one 365 days a year.
They probably have one for Leap Day as well. Let's not forget. It's probably not National Leap Day either. Okay, let's get right to our total lunar eclipse forecast. This is Sunday night, so set your reminder for Sunday night. After sunset, starting around 9:30 p.m., the Earth will cast its shadow upon the moon. You'll have this reddish shadow working its way gradually across the moon, and totality is from 10:29 to 11:54 p.m. Sunday night. Now, a friendly reminder here, this is the lunar eclipse. Very, very different from a solar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is basically when the Earth passes perfectly between the sun and the moon. So the sun's rays hit the Earth casts a shadow behind it, and then whoop, the moon happens to move perfectly within line through the Earth's shadow. You have the partial eclipse, which is just the little bit of the shadow, and then the total eclipse, that's the umbra of the shadow, the main part of it. And again, that is on Sunday night. And I think we'll have good viewing with mostly clear conditions. I've got the times again on the 7-day forecast for you. I want to talk about our weather here. Some thin clouds moving overhead, starting to break up a little bit. These were a result of morning showers and a few thunderstorms in Mexico and right along the Rio Grande. They didn't really make it very far eastward, and they didn't drop a whole lot of rain. I saw radar estimates of 1/4 to 1/2 inch west of Comstock along Highway 90, but actual rain gauges only showed up to about 1/1500ths of an inch or so, and that was in parts of Valverde County. Here's a look at those clouds that have been moving overhead. That thin veil of clouds kept our high temperature to 93 today. Still above average, the average being 86, but not as hot as the past few days. Right now we're at 91, dew point down to 59. So when you calculate the heat index, it actually feels like it's 1 degree cooler than the air temperature through that calculation. If you ask me, it feels like 91 out there. Now, here's the key. These dew points have dropped a little bit from the very muggy down to the not so muggy category. And I do think this will be the trend the next several afternoons as well. We start the day tomorrow and Sunday sticky and humid, dew points in the upper 60s. Then by about 4 o'clock, that's when we should see a bit of a drop off in that humidity. So I don't expect the heat index values to really be all that much higher than the actual air temperatures. They'll be maybe 3 or 4 degrees higher for the first part of the day, and that's about it, but not during the hottest part of the day. Midland now 95, Abilene 96, Junction at 99, Del Rio 93, Kennedy right now at 88 degrees. And by and large, we're right near 90. Divine 93 to 88, Bernie and Bulverde. Comfort now at 89. And Los Maples checking in at 84. So tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy around sunrise at 70 degrees. Not a whole lot of a breeze at that point. And then a lot of sunshine by the noon hour. 87 at noon, 96 the high temperature. A southeasterly wind at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So not all that breezy or gusty tomorrow. High temperature in Divine tomorrow, 97. Bulverde will be 91, Nixon 96, Seguin 94. Around most of San Antonio, we're thinking 96 degrees though. And then we get into Sunday, 98. That would be a record high temperature by 2 degrees. Monday, 100. That would be a record high by 3 degrees. So the summer-like heat and record challenging heat is in place. There's that reminder, Sunday night, total lunar eclipse, totality from 10:29 to 11:54.
All right. Thanks, Adam. In case you missed it, coming up next.
At the start of the workday for most Bexar County Sheriff's investigators are already hours in on a job they had been planning for weeks. They showed up at this home in the 300 block of East Harding after 6 this morning, ready to break up what they say was an illegal gambling operation in its backyard.
It's been almost 5 years since David Hinojosa was arrested for the murder of Joseph Torres. Torres was shot to death outside the patio of the fabulous Texas Sugar Time bar, the trial getting delayed first because Hinojosa was on the run after cutting his ankle monitor while out on bond.
Faking prescriptions and posing as doctors didn't work out for two people now spending time in the Atascosa County Jail. Adam Washington and Alan Ishavosa Johnson, both from San Antonio, but they'll be staying in Pleasanton for the time being. Police say that officers got a call on Tuesday from employees at the Center Pharmacy who were questioning some suspicious prescription requests called in. The doctor on the prescription denied it was from him, but said he was receiving calls from all over the state with the same story. We have some new details on a fatal crash from Wednesday. The second victim, now identified as 19-year-old Altene Valdez. She and 21-year-old Jaime Perez were found in an overturned car that was partially submerged in water.
That's right. The action is underway out here in Morgan's Wonderland and the Star Soccer Complex as the South Texas Olympics 2022 Summer Games are now underway. Nearly 2,000 athletes are going to be out here participating throughout the weekend in several events, including track and field.
So tomorrow looks like we'll be into the 90s again. I know, surprise, surprise, right? That's been the trend. It's going to continue. Even closer to 100 when you get to Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, Laredo, and Del Rio. But for the most part, we're thinking around mid-90s San Antonio. So 94 Stone Oak, 96 Elmendorf and Von Ormy, Lake Hills about 94 in Timberwood Park, about 92 degrees the high temperature. Record highs likely on Sunday and Monday, and there's that total lunar eclipse Sunday night. Should be good viewing for it. Enjoy.
All right, thanks, Adam. Thank you for watching the news at 6. Have a great weekend.